101% of Python developers started yesterday.
Making resilient code, but not just flexible and resilient so it's adaptable, but resilient so it's predictable.
There's more engineering to come.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're here at PyCon at the PyCharm booth with my friend, your friend, everybody's friend, fabulous Dawn Wages at Anaconda. Give a quick introduction.
Hi, Dawn Wages, she, her pronouns. I live in Philly with my wife and 2 dogs, and I'm so excited to be here.
You have a little connection with PSF too,
Yes.
don't you? Tell us about your background with PSF.
I used to be the chair of the PSF for a couple years. I was on the board, and I love to volunteer around the community. Actually came from the Django community, so I'm about 10 years in Python, and
Did you get a special badge for that, like 10-year pin or something?
No, but I got a Python tattoo.
Okay, that escalated quickly. All right, Python developer survey, that's how we find out what people are thinking or claim to be thinking.
Yep.
What are some of your, what stands out for you in the survey?
I've been excited about how many hobbyists and professionals we've been seeing in the ecosystem, and I think there's a interesting trend that's going to continue to emerge. We had an excellent keynote kind of talking about it, but there's been a proliferation of developers joining the ecosystem, growing, and then their motivations on their code, I think is going to continue to be more and more professional based, and building that professional credentials is going to be easier than ever before.
Yeah, I like to joke that 101% of Python developers started yesterday. It feels like that, like this constant influx of new people.
Yeah.
But you know what? Those people don't always think the same as developers.
Yeah.
Like it is clear to me that data science people want to be developers. Do you ever feel that way?
Absolutely. I mean, I came from the Django background, so when I'm hitting my code, I want to build an app with a web interface. I want to solve a problem that has a UI. And I think the same thing is with data scientists, scientists, researchers. You got a problem, how do I approach it? And you use a human readable language, Python, or a human readable language in a chat app that turns into Python, and it will create your thing. So I think it's an evolution of the same paradigm of getting code more and more accessible to people who just want to solve problems.
That's actually an interesting connection I haven't thought of, like Jupyter Notebooks were a connection to get to that. So what else stood out for you in the survey?
I've been really excited about the cloud kind of shifting in the industry. There's more and more managed services for Python these days. Some are dropping off, new ones are emerging.
That's a good point.
Yep. And I have a special love for Python Anywhere. That was my first Python deploy with Django Girls back in 2015. Shout out to Django Girls when they came to Philly, and I owe my career and my Pythonista street cred to them.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I think there's really interesting things on where people are shifting. Some shops that were traditionally like Node focused shops remain so, because Node and TypeScript are still really impressive and popular, but they're also creating managed services with Python opinions, which I love. It makes it easier for me to deploy.
Shout out to Anaconda for Python Anywhere.
Yeah.
Looking at the survey, are there some other things that pop in your head about where all of this is going?
Yeah, AI. And you're asking the right questions on the survey. I mean, I think there's some things fit my gut assumptions, right? So where are people getting their LLMs? And I really enjoy that people are starting with Ollama. That's where I started. But I think I love that the survey is upgrading and asking the questions of the ecosystem right now. And in the hallway track, the JetBrains survey is the #1 source of kind of figuring out, okay, what are people doing, and is it checking with my anecdotal information in my hallway track?
Yeah, we all have opinions.
Yep.
But the evidence is like changing during the course of this interview.
Yeah.
Something will be announced and change everything for
Yeah.
us. I asked a question in a speech. I'll ask you this.
Sure.
I didn't tell you I was going to ask.
All right, I love a surprise.
Do you think on this whole AI agents, do you think you know what it's going to look like in December?
Oh, I have no idea.
I asked 1,400 people this. Raise your hand if you know. 0. And this was at an AI conference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I believe it.
But we are Python, which means we are AI,
Yeah.
which means here we are at PyCon with Anaconda, with JetBrains, with everybody else.
Yep.
It's like we get to see into the future by being here.
Yep. I have a hot take, sort of. I think that we are now moving into this experimentation to production code pipeline, getting a tighter circle, and we're putting the pressures that we put on traditional software systems on and pressure testing some of these AI systems as well. So observability is next, the testing is next.
I agree.
Making resilient code, but not just flexible and resilient so it's adaptable, but resilient so it's predictable.
There's more engineering to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And check out Anaconda, check out Dawn, check out the PSF, Python, all this stuff. Developer surveys telling us a little bit about where we've been, but we got to figure out where we're going.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
Yep.